Alexander Space Race. Today guys, we're going to be setting up this on our pedal board with our Bridge 6 MIDI controller, getting some basic functions going, setting the MIDI channel. Let's dive into it. Okay, I've prepared a basic setup on the Bridge 6 here to demonstrate how to set the MIDI channel and get MIDI going into the Alexander Space Race. So what I have here is I have the bypass MIDI control set up on the toggle on and toggle off of this switch, number 1, bypass and engage. And then on switch 4, I have a program change on MIDI channel 2 ready to send to the Space Race. Because when you're setting the channel of the Space Race, you need to send a program change on the channel that you want it to take. So to communicate with the Space Race, we've got a TRS cable plugged into the multi-jack, into the FlexiPort number 1 on the Bridge 6, and FlexiPort 2 is going into our expression pedal over here. So first things first, we need to put the Space Race into the mode where we change the settings. So we unplug the power, hold down this white switch in the middle here, and plug the power back in. And then as the light goes purple there, we can let go, and it goes into global settings mode. And as we press this button, this top LED will change color. Red is MIDI mode. Something to note is that you can't set the MIDI channel immediately after you set the multi-jack to MIDI. So we'll just press and hold select to exit the menu. We've saved the MIDI setting on the multi-jack. And now we'll do the same thing again, hold that button, plug in the power. And now that it's ready as MIDI, we'll let it boot up. And as we press this button that sends program change 2, you'll see that red light blink. There we are, it's blinking there. And now we can hold select to save that, exit the menu. And now we will see that as we press the bypass switch that we've set up, the Space Race toggles on and off perfectly. That means we've got MIDI flowing from our FlexiPort into our Space Race, and this message that we've set up is working great. So let's go over to the editor and I'll show you how to set up some fancy sequential switches to move these knobs to presets, etc. as we use the Space Race. Okay, so here we are with our template as we had it set up over on the Bridge 6. But let's add in some more things from our device library. Let's go to footswitch 2 and make sure our switch settings are set to toggle. Change the color of the LED to red. Why not match the knobs on the Space Race? And now let's go to the toggle on in the device library, effects, Alexander pedals, Space Race. Now we can play with the mix knob. Let's do toggle on as 75% and toggle off as 50%. So roughly, I don't know, 95 value for that one. And then toggle off, we'll just copy and paste that because we know it's already correct. And we'll do 64, which is 50%. And now we save and close that. We can change this to mix 50, 75. There we go. Now turn off the secondary LED, don't need that. Go into our switch number 3 and let's turn this into a sequential switch and set up a few steps. So let's go back here, make sure that's forward, repeat is all, so it cycles through them all. Go into our sequential steps, add some steps. Let's call it low, medium, and high. Okay, so we got our steps there. Low, let's go in and edit that. We'll put that as maybe blue. Go into our device library, Alexander Space Race. Now, which knob are we going to do low, medium, and high? Let's do the space knob. We're going to do low at 25, or let's say 32. And then we'll copy that message so that we don't have to go searching through the device library again, because we know it's going to be the same one just with a different value. Go into here, maybe set the color to yellow for the medium one. Paste that message, edit the value up to half, 50%, value of 64. And then do the same thing on the last one. Put that as red hot. And let's do 127 all the way, yeah. Okay. Now we've got 3 steps here, low, medium and high, which will step through the reverb knob on control 52 and our values of low, medium and high, which we've just arbitrarily set. But of course, you should play around with those and figure out what's sounding good. This is just a demonstration. We'll save and close that and send that to the device. And let's go see what that looks like. Okay, we've updated our Bridge 6 after we've sent that file, and now when we toggle this on, the mix gets set to 75, it gets sent to 50, toggle the bypass on, and we step through low, medium and high on the reverb knob there. That's just some basic MIDI control for the Alexander Space Race. Okay, you say, but the Alexander Space Race is not a multifunction pedal. I'm not going to be going crazy with it. I just want to load a few presets. That's super easy. Just add a few program change messages to those switches. You can just use a scrolling mode switch perhaps and just use 2 switches to increment and decrement those program change numbers. It's super easy, and then you can fit more than one pedal on one bank. If you want to see us do something more like that, check out some of our other videos where we have a more pedal board focused approach as opposed to one bank, one pedal. I hope what we've shared today has been really helpful for you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.